All right, you guys, welcome to tonight's team training webinar. Happy Father's Day to all of you fathers out there. I appreciate all of you guys taking the time out on a Sunday evening to tune into these trainings, and I tell you, it's very, very true that the people that are present for these trainings, I see your names, I see who you are, and you are definitely the people that are getting results in your business. So congratulations just for showing up. I'm just going to keep you maybe about 30 minutes or so, and before we got started, just looking at some of you guys that are on here, our team is growing, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I always like to make sure that everybody knows that these trainings that we've been doing on Sundays, we've been doing them for a while now, and they are all housed on our Team Transformation blog, which is teamtransformationtraining.info. And you can see, like tonight we're doing part 2 of what we did here a couple of weeks ago for learning some recruiting tips and things like that. But we literally have months and months and months worth of training. They're typically anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes, 60 minutes at the very most, typically 30 to 45 minutes. And these are not necessarily income generating activities, so I don't want you to spend your time on these as opposed to going out there, talking to people, having challenge parties, pre-partying, all those different things that we do. This is what you do outside of that time. So if you can catch an additional training or two throughout your week, just make that time to tune into these. They have been very, very helpful to people, and that's exactly why we put them together, exactly why we come together every Sunday, is because we are here to shorten the learning curve for you. And a lot of you are new to the industry or new to having success in the industry, and so for us as a team, it's very important that we come together on these weekly trainings and our daily power calls to ensure that you're getting the exact information and inspiration that you need to really have success in this business. So the other thing I just like to do is really make sure that all of us are connected on Facebook. If you, the best way to find me, honestly, because there's actually a lot of Alyse Williams on Facebook, but if you go to facebook.com/Alyse Williams, that will take you right to my profile, and I would love for you to just send me a friend request, and I'll confirm it right away once I see that that you're on the team. So let's get started. Like I said, this is going to be part 2 of what will probably be, I would say, a 6-part series, and it's really based on this book by Mary Christensen, and if you've never read any of her books, her and her husband have written several books together as well, but they're just basically network marketing gurus, if you want to say. They've just been in the industry for a very long time. They have a super perspective on it, and they just offer really easy, clean, down-home tips, strategies, techniques to grow your network marketing business, no matter what your business is. So, of course, we want to use them to grow your Visalis business. So we're going to just piggyback off of what we went over a couple of weeks ago. And like I said, if you were not here for part 1, I definitely suggest that you go back to the team blog and tune in for that. You can still get all the information here tonight. It's not based on what we went over on part 1, but definitely still get that information. So tonight, one of the things that we're going to be talking about is just how to connect with more people, okay? How to connect with more people. And I'm going to be, you guys know I'm always going to be very honest with you, very direct, because there's no point in not really being real about this business. I'm huge about that on this team. We are real people having real results, and there's no fluff in any of that. So one of the things that she talks about is you are either basically a good or a bad advertisement for your business. And we have to be realistic and realize that we live in a society where, as much as a lot of us would like for it to be different, we are still judged by our appearance, okay? So you want to really understand that the response to how people feel around you in general, whether they know you or don't know you, is just going to be plain old positive or negative. There really isn't any neutral, typically, as far as how you make people feel or how people kind of judge you from the outside, okay? But basically, you want people to notice you, and you want them to notice you in a very positive way, okay? So what I mean by judging your appearance, it doesn't mean that we got to go out and be all, you know, laced out in designer clothes and spend all kinds of money that we don't have to appear to be something that we're not. But it is just a simple matter of kind of being pulled together, you know. I'm not saying that every time I leave the house I'm all gussied up, because that's just not always the case. But I do always consider the fact that I never know who I'm going to meet. I never know who may be placed in front of my path, and I don't want to be out there looking straight up crazy like I do sometimes at home. And, you know, I just always take that into consideration, okay? So just like we have a variety of roles in our life, whether it's mother, father, wife, husband, son, daughter, grandparent, neighbor, friend, whatever it is, you're going to have a lot of hats that you wear as well in your business. You're going to have, you know, kind of more of a management person, a rep person, an advisor, a supervisor, a teacher, a coach, a caregiver, all these different things. So just remember that every time you leave the house, basically, you have an opportunity to make an impression on people, okay? So it really is just a matter of portraying an image that people are going to want to be around, and that's going to portray the qualities that you want to put out to people, okay? So like I said, I'm not saying you go out there and you try to dress and act like a 5-star, you know, when you're a director. It's nothing like that, but it is a matter of just taking pride in yourself enough just to always consider the fact that people are always sizing you up, and we would be really naive to sit around and think that people don't do that, okay? We do it to other people, and you know that people are doing it to us. So just make sure that when they're checking you out, they just get an overall good impression of who you are, what you're about, things like that, okay? All right. Actually, I guess I can make this bigger, huh? Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Slow. Goodness. All right. So here's the deal, you guys. You just want to look successful, because whether you're making the money or not, you want to portray a look of success. And remember, guys, we automatically think success means money. Success just means you're doing something. You got things going on. Success is a mindset, okay? You want to look approachable so people feel comfortable around you. You want to look happy and relaxed. You want to talk with confidence and enthusiasm. So here's a prime example, okay? I don't know about you, but I'm at Walmart with my kids pretty much 4 or 5 days a week, okay? And I had to really start to recognize, sure, you know, I have amazing kids, but do I get frustrated? Absolutely. I'm a typical parent, okay? So I have to really consider, not that I'm being phony, it actually raises my standard of just how I behave and how I handle things, because I never know what type of impression I can be making on people. And if it's me just, you know, being in a snippy mood or whatever, if that's that person's only impression that they've ever had of me, that's not one that I want people to have, okay? That's something that I have absolute control over. You know, my kids don't hold the remote control to my emotions. That's just me choosing to kind of, you know, act inappropriately or just, you know, be snippy or impatient or whatever it is, you know. But I don't want anyone to ever think, and I don't believe, that it's my kids doing that to me, okay? That's just me being in a snippy mood. So just things like that, because you would be amazed if you really start to study energy and just overall communication. You would be amazed at how somebody walking by can basically take a snapshot of you and completely size you up. And some people are pretty good at it, okay? Eric is one. He can literally like size up a room in 30 seconds. But you just want to be very aware of the fact that we live in a world with other people that are always checking us out, and every single person that we run into, whether it's at Walmart or the grocery store or church or BJ's or Target or the mall or whatever it is, we always have the opportunity to meet and connect with people. So just think about the impression that you want to make on them when you meet and connect, okay? That's what I'm saying. You want to look happy. You want to look relaxed. We are selling this Vi life, right? We don't want people to think the Vi life is all stressed out and freaked out and, you know, we can't handle ourselves. Like, who would really want to join a team with you as a leader if their first impression of you is you freaking out at your kids or freaking out at the person at the cash register or, you know, just looking crazy like you just stepped out of bed or whatever it is, okay? Because trust me, I'm not one to really put on fronts for people, but you do want to be consciously aware that people are always checking you out. And you need to consider what type of impression you want to make on people. And that includes when you have an opportunity to talk to them. If you're, you know, speaking a really low tone, or if you just do all the talking, or if you don't really make eye contact when you're talking with people, or you don't really seem interested in what they're saying, and you're not really asking questions, or you're not really engaging with that person, again, you got to really think about that, okay? So if that's not something that you're comfortable with, or that's not something that you're good at yet, that's why I keep telling you guys to read the books. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Think and Grow Rich. Okay? The Slight Edge. I've been talking about those books for probably 8 months now because they work, because they change people, because they make a difference. Okay? So now it's up to you, right, to take the ball. It's in your court, and if you're not comfortable talking to people or being, you know, approaching people and initiating a conversation, and, you know, the thought of being in an elevator with people freaks you out, then just read these books, okay? They help. They really, really do, okay? All right, driven that home. Okay, the second thing that we're going to talk about is developing your success story, okay? Developing your success story and connecting with your team so you know their stories, okay? And the reason why we're so big on stories is because facts, ooh, that should be S, facts tell, stories sell, okay? Facts tell, stories sell. So if a lot of you guys are going out there and you're just talking about the Tri-Store protein blend, or talking about the amount of fiber, or talking about why to use almond milk, or talking about why there's 12 grams, all these different things, they're super duper interesting to us, okay? To the outside people, it's just extremely boring unless you happen to be in a conversation specifically about nutrition or health or something like that. But when you're out there talking to people and you have an opportunity to engage in conversation, you don't want to stand there and just talk about a bunch of facts. You want to share stories, okay? You want to share stories, and we're going to talk about how to create your story. But just remember, because I hear it every day, well, I'm going to wait to use the product for 30 days before I share it with anybody. No. If you're a customer, that's fine. That's okay. You still won't get your product for free that next month, but that's okay. But if you're in business and you came in on that ESS or that ESS level or even the basic level, you don't want to wait to create your own story. There are millions and millions of stories out there, not to mention, you know, over 600 stories just within our team alone. Okay, so start developing your story by getting other people's stories okay? Just connect with them on Facebook, check out their wall, see the things they're talking about, okay? And then to start to develop your story, you want to start by answering the following questions, okay? Why did you start the challenge? Really be able to explain why you started the challenge. Was it to lose weight? Was it to feel good? Was it to increase energy? Was it to build some lean muscle? Was it the fact that you were sick and tired of being sick and tired? Was it the fact that you became so just disgusted with how you felt and looked physically that you really needed to do something about it? The more raw it is, the more you're going to be able to connect with people, okay? If you're 60, 70, 80 pounds overweight and you're looking to connect with someone and you're just talking about how you want to feel better, and that's fine for some people, but I know most people with a significant weight loss goal, they have that goal because they don't feel good about themselves. They don't feel confident. They don't feel secure. They don't feel like they're living at their fullest potential. They don't feel like they're doing their body the service that it needs. So the more that you can really share and the more you can really peel back the layers in front of people, the more and the closer you're going to make a connection, okay? If you're really able to communicate with people on a level that they see your heart as quickly as possible and they feel your spirit as quickly as possible, that's a win-win right there, okay? Because that person is going to be able to connect with you and you're going to really be able to just be so authentic and so genuine and say, you know what? I started this challenge because I hated looking in the mirror. I just did not feel good about myself at all. I could barely walk up a flight of steps without being out of breath. I definitely couldn't run around in the backyard with my kids. And you know what? I had to think about the fact that if I don't do something now, where am I going to be 5 years from now? Okay, start to talk to people like that. You will draw them in like crazy. So then you want to ask, what changed when you did start the challenge? You know what? In the first 3 days, I felt like I didn't need coffee anymore. My energy level was through the roof. I woke up out of bed without having to hit snooze 10 times. I finally slept through the night, and that was the first time I can remember. I didn't think about going to the vending machine to get my Mountain Dew at 3 o'clock. That was the first time I can ever remember not doing that. Okay? What changed? What has this done for you? What were you doing before that? Okay? Well, before starting the challenge, I was spending $6 a day just at lunch going to McDonald's, putting that junk in my body, and feeling like crap for the rest of the day. What was it? What were you doing before that? Okay, what got you interested in the challenge and the business? Well, I started using these kits. I felt absolutely amazing. I thought I definitely know a ton of friends and a ton of family that can benefit from this. Hey, you know, an additional income stream that would definitely help my family and relieve some stress, so it just made sense. Okay? What doubts did you have? The more you can relate to people, especially in this area, because I'm sure you've felt it or heard it or experienced it, that, and if not, you will, that people have doubts about weight loss and people have doubts about network marketing. Okay? So if you sometimes just put those out in front of any objections that may come about that, Eric taught me that a long time ago, is if you can just bring things up that you know are going to be a common objective and you just kind of bring it up and pass it off, you've automatically nipped that objective in the bud, okay? So you could even say, yeah, it was network marketing and, you know, I've never really had success at that, or I've always been kind of skeptical about that kind of stuff, but, you know, I did some research on the company. I saw the growth. I saw the fact that this is just one of the fastest growing companies ever, not just in network marketing, but it's not bad to be one of the, or the fastest growing company in a 120-year-old industry, and they're about to smash records all over the place in this century-old industry. But I did have those doubts, and this is what I did to resolve them. It's kind of feel, felt, found. Okay, I know how you feel. I felt the same way. This is what I found. Feel, felt, found is a huge tool to use to just address common objectives. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. This is what I found. And you nip it in the bud right there. Okay? How were they resolved? This is what I found. Okay? How were they resolved? Explain it. Okay? What are some challenges that you've had? We don't need to sit here and pretend like everything's a bed of roses. You know, we don't need to sit here and pretend that we don't get frustrated when we know people that really need the challenge don't join the challenge, or people that really need the business don't join the business. You know, we don't hang out in that place, but sure, we have challenges just like anything else. How did you overcome them? That's the important thing, okay? You overcame them by realizing that we're not in this business to convince anybody. We're just in this business to share. We're not in this business to pull anybody along. We only want people to be here that want to be here, okay? How did you overcome them? The tremendous support of my team. The encouragement and the fact that they have been there for me every step of the way whenever I text or call or send them a message. They're there for me, okay? How has your life changed? Share that. Share those things, okay? Do not go out there and just sell bags of shake. We are out there to truly, truly change people's lives. So you need to be looking for that in yours so you can share that with other people, okay? What experiences have you had? You know, the relationships that you've been able to develop, the positive influence that you have now tapped into, okay? How has the business affected your family? You guys have really maybe come together to really want to just completely revamp your whole lifestyle. You know, everyone's feeling better, everyone's looking better, everyone has more energy, you know, and you pass that on to your family. So that's a tremendous, tremendous way that this can have a huge effect on your family, okay? All right, let me grab a drink here. Okay, so here's the deal, like I touched on a minute ago. If you're brand new, if your kit has not even come in the mail yet, these are some things that you want to be able to communicate right now. What differences do you expect to see? Okay? Every single one of you guys should have a 90-day challenge goal. What is your goal? What do you expect to see happen? What have you seen happen for other people that has made you believe that it's going to happen for you? Okay? How do you expect the business to change your life? Same thing. What is your goal with this business? Is it to bring in an additional $500 to $1,000 a month into your home to relieve some stress? To be able to put away for a vacation every year? To be able to give it away? Whatever it is, okay? How do you expect this business to change your life? Do you expect it to replace your income? Do you expect it to be the vehicle that 12 to 24 months from now you are, like Kevin Merriweather says, job optional, which is where you get to decide whether you go to work or not? What do you expect? And when you're talking to people about this, if you're not confident about it, nobody's going to buy into what you're saying. I would rather have people think that you're crazy because you have created a dream and a story for yourself that may seem kind of in la-la land for them, than for them to get the impression that you don't believe in it. Okay? You will sway more people your direction if you're the crazy person than if you're the person with no confidence. Okay? Trust me. Who else will benefit? Okay? Who else will benefit? Maybe you'll be able to get rid of your spouse's second job. Maybe your kids will be able to benefit because you'll be home more, because you'll be less stressed out. Who else will benefit? What have you enjoyed so far? It could be, you know, you just went to a challenge party and signed up as a promoter. What have you enjoyed? I enjoyed the fact that the party was actually fun. I enjoyed the fact that I got to hear some amazing stories about what this challenge has done for people. I enjoyed the fact that I saw real people driving real BMWs. Okay, what is it that you have enjoyed so far? And what are you working towards? Okay, again, with confidence. With confidence. What are you working towards? Well, I'm looking to be job optional 12 months from now. I'm looking to be able to double my income 12 months from now. I'm looking to be able to travel whenever I want, wherever I want, for however long I want. What are you working towards? Tell people. All right. Different subject a little bit. Customers can be some of your best promoters. Customers can be some of your best promoters. I see a lot of you guys posting out there, how do I get promoters? How do I get promoters? And there's several different ways. One is to go out there and specifically look for promoters. I've done a training on that. But this time I'm talking more specifically about really servicing your customers and realizing the fact that as soon as they place that order on your website, you become their coach. You become their personal transformation coach. And you have now, when you get that email saying that someone placed an order on your website, you have now officially assumed responsibility, at least to some degree, for that person's success. Okay? You want to service them consistently, meaning that I suggest once a week you are touching base with them somehow, some way, see how it's going, how they're feeling, any questions, any hiccups, are you feeling hungry, are you noticing a difference, ask some questions and get some feedback, okay? Sow seeds about the business. This doesn't mean, keep telling them they need to join the business, okay? Sow seeds about the business. We have a perfect opportunity with our 3 for free parties. If they can get people in a room to get their product for free, they can also get people in a room to get a check, okay? And instead of just getting free product with that same challenge party, they could actually be getting a check and free product, okay? So just sow the seeds. Always remind people that that option is out there. Keep your antenna up. Listen, 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 listen to what people have to say, okay? Just because you think someone may be perfect for this business, it may be the worst time for them to do this business. But there may be someone who you may not, for some reason, think is perfect for this business, but they're constantly saying things that if your antenna was up, you would be like, da-na-na-na-na-na, like the bionic man or woman tuning into exactly what it is that they're saying, and you hear that door open and you walk right in. But you've got to listen. You have got to listen, okay? And that's the difference between power versus force, okay? That's actually an incredible book. It's a very analytical book. You got to, it's not for everybody, I'll tell you that. But it's basically, in a very, very layman term, talking about the fact that power is something that moves people. Force is something that people may do something, but it's not really something that they wanted to do. It wasn't ultimately their choice, okay? They kind of felt coerced or some kind of feeling associated with why they're doing that's not 100% them saying, yes, this is me, okay? And when you choose to use power instead of force, that is when you really tap into your confidence, you tap into your belief, you tap into the knowledge and the experience that you have or that your leader has, and you just really want to open people's eyes. You want to make people aware of how they're living, what they're doing, things that they're not even seeing because they've chosen not to see it for so long, and that's why they're in the situation that they're in. Okay? But in order to really even tap into that power, you've got to have a certain level of belief about yourself, about this business, about the product, about this team, about this company, about this movement, about everything. Okay? And again, that comes from reading the books, staying connected, staying plugged in, going to the events, okay, and making it happen. Okay? That does not happen if you're just kind of dabbling around in this and you just kind of talk to people when it's convenient. That's not going to happen, okay? And remember, you need to tailor your approach for each person. We are individuals, you guys, and you never want to create just a standard spiel that you share with people. Every single person has different needs, even though we're very similar, and we all, when you really start to evaluate it and really take a look at it, we are all connected on so many different levels. but you want to tailor your approach. Not everybody is interested in the BMW. Not everybody thinks that leaving their job is something that's even remotely possible. But then there are some people that $10,000 a month and they don't even want to listen unless you're talking those kinds of numbers. So you need to, once again, listen, figure out what that person needs, what that person wants, what that person is looking for, and give them exactly that. Give them exactly that. Okay? All right. Is that the last one? Seriously? Oh, wow. Okay, cool. That was the last slide. There was so much more I could have added, but I really just wanted to take this in baby steps, like I said, because there's a lot of great information in here, and I'm going to be breaking it down however many weeks. Like I said, I'm figuring about 6 to get through it, but those are some really, really huge nuggets, you guys, and if those are things that you start to implement right away, I'm not saying you're going to go out there and sponsor 10 people this month, but you're going to plant some much better seeds. I guarantee you probably, I love when I say stuff like that. I can promise you that you will have much better success just interacting with people, just getting people to respond to you, just getting people to engage in a conversation with you, about getting people to open up to you. I tell you, one of the coolest things is developing yourself to the point where complete strangers start to share really intimate things about themselves. Okay? That is what you want to work towards. You want to be that person. You want to be that energy. You want to be that being, that spirit in this person's life that they don't need to know you. They just sense about you that you're someone that they can trust, that you're someone that is really going to listen, that you're someone that isn't going to judge them, that you're someone that isn't going to, roll your eyes when you turn your head. Okay? And it's really, really cool because, something that I have worked really hard on because of, I'm petite, I'm little, and, I'm on this huge mission of changing the face of people that are overweight and obese. Being a fitness coach helps for sure, but it took developing myself to just be able to empathize with people, okay? That took work to really be able to put myself in that person's shoes, to really be able to, as best as I could, feel what they were feeling. And people sense that. People want that. People are hungry for that, okay? And if you get good at that through doing it, okay, because trust me, I read the books for 10 years. Nothing happened until I started doing it. I started putting myself in the situations where I had to develop it right there, So that's what I want you guys to do. Those are the things that, beyond, some other recruiting strategies that you can learn about, just some, I guess I don't like the scripted conversations. I don't like the scripted, recruiting pitches, because there's definitely things that you can pull from them, but overall, you just really want to get good at having conversations with people and being real and being authentic and letting people know as quickly as possible that that's what you're about and that you are not going to judge them no matter what they say, okay? And I'm not saying that people won't get on your nerves. I'm not saying you're just going to get the warm and fuzzies with everybody that you talk to. But in general, if you can just develop yourself to be that type of person, you will have a lot of success, okay? So if you guys have any questions or want to maybe share a story of how you used any of the things that we've talked about tonight or experienced any of these things, then I would love to share it. You can type anything in your control panel and I can see it come up as a question. But like I said, if you missed week 1, then make sure, because I see we have more people now than we did earlier, make sure that you guys all know about teamtransformationtraining.info. This is where part 1 is that we did a couple weeks ago, but also where months and months and months and months of great training are here for you guys to have access to all the time. Also, just want to make sure that we are connected on Facebook. The easiest way to find me is to go to facebook.com/Alyse Williams. And I think that's it, you guys. I was able to upload most of last week's webinar where we had some great stories and testimonials about people that attended our regional event here. So I'll be putting that up, as well as the recording from tonight if you want to listen to it again, or make sure your teammates listen to it, or whatever it is. So that's a wrap, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I always appreciate it. Keep rocking and rolling. Let's finish out this month with a bang, you guys, okay? We still have plenty of time to make things happen this month. Let us know whatever it is that you need. We are here to help you, to serve you, and to just really help you guys to have success. Put that, yes, okay, no problem. I will put that link up on the team page as well, so you guys can just click it and go right to it. So it's a wrap, you guys. Have a great night. Happy Father's Day, and I'll talk to you soon.